So I think it's important to understand that, most of modern discussion on Indigenous people, Indigenous rights, derives from the Royal Proclamation of the 1700s, and that itself is an institution.
Canada is a country that has been blessed beyond most other countries in this world. Although there have been all the possibilities for human anguish and conflict, the pages of Canada's history during the last 100 years have hardly been stained by serious misfortunes.
Violence is such an interesting thing. I think we when I say we, I mean just people in general, but particularly non-Indigenous people, view violence as a very set standard or very narrow idea. Violence is, guns and weapons and torturing people and these things. But it's also the subtle things. There's this concept called a microaggression. Those can be violent too. When you frame Indigenous people as these other people rather than, the original caretakers of this land, when you force Indigenous people to have to speak English, that's violence, because you're changing a way of life quite drastically, and that's something that's been the goal of Canada. Canada has sought to eradicate Indigenous people, and we're still here. We're not going anywhere.
The problems which faced the statesmen of 1867 and the national problems which have had to be met in the intervening years have been solved, with rare and minor exceptions, through discussion and through an effort of tolerance, goodwill, and understanding.
We speak differently. We all walk different paths, as does anyone else. But these institutions need to recognize that, and they need to alter, not us. That's what I see.